In this video, let's understand what is schema binding in SQL Server. So this schema binding will bind the objects with the definition of your function or a view. Right. Why we need schema binding? Let's take a look at this example. This is get employees by department, and it is taking department as an input parameter, and based on that department it is fetching the employees and returning that. Let's see how the output will look like. If I say select star from dbo.get employees by department and pass a department name here, let's say HR department, and if I execute this, I'm getting the data, right? So this particular employee is working in the HR department. Okay, so this all is working because we have this employees table in our database. Let's say someone is going ahead and accidentally deleting the employees table. Let's say drop table employees. Let's say someone is dropping this employees table. Okay, now what will happen when we execute this function? Function is still referring to the employees table, which is now not available. So when we execute this function, so we are getting this error because we are not able to find this employees table, invalid object name employees. So how we can make sure users are not allowed to delete tables which are linked to our functions or views? For that, we can make use of schema binding. So let's recreate our table. So I am creating this employees table again, and I'm also inserting the data back to my table. Okay, so I will execute this. So the table has been created. Now if I again execute my function, I'm getting the data back. Everything is working again. Okay, but this time I will do one thing. I will add with schema binding to my function. So I am creating this function with this schema binding keyword. If I modify my function like this, so you cannot use the schema binding. Why? Because when you're using schema binding, you need to specify the table name by using this two-part format. So you cannot just say the table name, you need to specify the schema name also here. So I need to say dbo.employees, right? So this is the two-part format that we need to use when referring to objects in the functions which are using with schema binding keywords, right? So let's modify the definition now. Okay, the function has been modified successfully. Now our function is still working as before, but if I try to delete the table now, let's see what happens. When I execute this drop query, I'm getting this error, cannot drop table employees because it is being referenced by the object get employees by department. Right? So now we are safe. We are not allowing anyone to delete employees table because this is referenced into this function, right? So this is the purpose of using with schema binding. You can use schema binding with views also. So think of schema binding is kind of lock. So it will lock our objects with the table structure. Yeah, one thing I did not mention. So you are not allowed to change the column names also, right? So you cannot even modify the drop the columns which are referred in the table. If you try to do that, you will again get the error saying like this is referenced in this particular function. So you are not able to modify or delete the columns as well. Okay, so the table structure is locked, so this prevents the breaking changes. So when to use this schema binding? When protecting the dependent objects, prevents accidental table changes, improves performance. In some cases, the query optimization will be performed if you are using schema binding better. Okay, so this can slightly improve the performance, and it is required when you are getting the index views, right? So it is mandatory to create the view with the schema binding. And this is the important rule. You need to provide the schema name when you are referring the objects. Like when we were referring employees table, we had to use this dbo dot. So dbo is the schema name that we need to specify when referring in the function. Okay, So once it is applied, you cannot drop the table, you cannot drop the column, you cannot alter the column types as well. So even if you try to drop the column, you will get the error, cannot drop column, because it is used by the schema bound object. So that's what we have seen in this schema binding with the function. We can use this with schema binding when creating or modifying the function. And here are the requirements of schema binding. So we need to use dbo.table name, and we cannot use select star. We need to specify the column names. All referenced object must be in the same database, and we cannot modify the dependent table structure.